Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now this is just a quick video because every quarter I do an update on the latest energy prices, and I have been working through them all and doing all sorts of different calculations, but it has to be quick because you might notice that it's someone's 18th birthday. We're going out celebrating tonight, so I just want to keep this one nice and short. So the super smart tariffs, the ones where you need a compatible car or a compatible charger. So that is Intelligent Octopus Go and OVO Charge Anytime. Now you might have really good reasons for sticking with them. I've got good reasons to stick with Intelligent Octopus Go because so take next weekend, I'm working both days, but I'll be coming home between those days of work. So I'm going to do a high mileage trip, come back with a low battery, and then depart again the next day for the same thing. That means I have to charge for about 11 hours that night, and only Intelligent Octopus Go and OVO Charge Anytime give me the cheap rate for all of that charging. And because that's something I tend to do a fair bit with that long commute, come back with a low battery and then need a long charge because I've got a big battery car, that works really well for me. OVO Charge Anytime would be pretty similar, but because I'm able to shift some household energy use into that cheap period as well, then Intelligent Octopus Go is the best tariff for my circumstances. However, there are lots of ones also available that if you have a smart meter, regardless of what charge you've got, regardless of what car you've got, there are plenty of really decent tariffs out there. So in the past I have mentioned Octopus Go. Octopus Go had always been really good, and they are now charging in this area down here on the south coast about 26 pence per kilowatt hour by day, 8.5 pence for their 5 hours overnight. But better than that is British Gas. They were always pretty competitive, British Gas, but they are cheaper by day. They're down at 24p by day and only 7.8 by night, also for 5 hours. So again, that is a really good option for you. If you don't charge much at night, you use the majority of your electricity during the day. You do a little bit of overnight car charging, you're not a heavy energy user, then EDF Electric Drive 25 is a good one. Their daytime rate is the lowest of all. In my area it's 23.27 and only 8.99 for the charging. Again, for 5 hours of overnight use. So if you're a light user and you can get all your charging done in 5 hours, that's pretty good. If you tend to use a little bit more energy, then perhaps the British Gas would be a good one. But there is one more, and this one, when I've run through the spreadsheets, this one is coming up really good every time when I'm comparing the amount of overnight use and the amount of daytime use, and that is from Eon. So Eon Next Drive version 4, their day rate is 24.57, their night rate is only 6.7 pence. Their night rate is valid for 7 hours at night. Now that is going to work out, I think, for the vast majority of drivers to be really good. 7 hours charging is usually ample for most people. As I said, my circumstances where I go off and do a 180 mile commute and then perhaps do it again the next day. That doesn't quite work so great for me. Intelligent Octopus is still going to be my option, but Eon Next Drive version 4, it gives you the cheapest overnight charging at 6.7p. The day rate is highly competitive. Only British Gas and EDF are a little bit lower. And that 7 hours charging and that cheapest rate of charging is terrific. So that would be the one to go for. Now, before you all rush off and sign up to that one, there is one more that I have to mention. This has cropped up on a couple of the EV forums that I've been looking at. And it is from a company that I'd never heard of. It's called Tomato Energy. They have a thing called a lifestyle tariff. And to be honest, looking at their prices, this might be a loss leader just to kind of attract people over to them, but there's no reason why you shouldn't take part in that. Do check, of course, for any tie-ins and penalty clauses and whether it's fixed or variable. And of course, with all of these things, look at the gas prices too, because if you're a dual fuel customer, that is very important to you. But Tomato Energy, it's really hard to get a quote. They tend to draw around lots of graphs and not be very precise with the detail, but it is something that perhaps you should look at if you're considering things. They have 3 rates. Now their peak hour rate is 23p, that is most of the day. Their off-peak rate, which seems to run for 5.5 or 6 hours from midnight, is down at 5 pence, so that is the cheapest of all. But also at lunchtime, and between kind of 10 and midnight, they have a middle rate of 13 pence per kilowatt hour. Now I've put these numbers into spreadsheets, I've looked at different things. Tomato is coming up usually about the cheapest, followed by Eon Next Drive version 4. As I said, I don't know anything about Tomato. If you're a customer of theirs, if you can recommend it, please put it in the comments and spread the word. And if you've tried to swap to them and they've been utterly appalling, again, I'm sure plenty of the subscribers would like to know about that too. So quarterly updates coming up on this. As always, if you think that Intelligent Octopus Go is going to be the one for you, or if you're reliant on daytime charging and OVO charge anytime is the one for you, that is a perfectly decent and valid choice. All of these work out far cheaper than the standard default tariffs of just paying the off-gem cap rate or slightly less through the day. I'll be sticking with Intelligent Octopus because I need those long charges triggering those extra hours, and I can get 11 hours of cheap rate electricity overnight. And of course I shift usage with washing machine and dishwasher into that. Plenty of videos on that in the playlist for EV tariffs, so do watch those if you like to understand the difference between OVO and Intelligent Octopus. But if you're looking at a time of use tariff, Tomato Energy and Eon Next Drive version 4 are going to be great for most people. EDF, if you don't do a lot of overnight, you don't do a lot of car charging, but you still like to charge up your car for cheap during the nighttime period, that would be the way to go. Thanks for tuning in. Please hit the subscribe button, and if you're after Octopus, there is a referral code in the description. See you again soon.